Alright, this is my final video in the non-powered hunting methods. This is my homemade do-it-yourself blowgun. Um, Definitely going to be a lot more powerful than your little 40 cal store-bought ones. This one's approximately 5 feet long. I made it from a piece of aluminum EMT conduit piping, which is right about almost the same diameter as Cold Steel's big bore blowgun. It's not the same. I'm not going to say it's the same thing. But I have been able to alter their darts to fit in my blowgun, which was mostly done just for a time process. Only takes me about 30 seconds to a minute to sand the darts to where they run smoothly in this. They tend to be a little snug actually at first. This is their broadhead one, and this is their standard mini broadhead one. You can actually see there's a few in here from practice and shooting. When they stack up too tight, you shatter the cones. That's how much power is behind these blowguns. It is definitely not a toy. You can pin a squirrel right to the tree. So be careful where you're shooting it so you don't pin it out of your reach. Definitely possible. I have put my homemade darts through it over an inch into wood, like into a 2x4. So definitely a lot of power behind this blowgun. I have chronied it, with the digital chronograph at well over 250 feet per second. The greatest I've gotten was about 275, 285, but definitely a lot of power behind the blowgun. Blowguns are obviously quiet, not expensive. These cost significantly more than it costs to make the blowgun. When you make the dart yourself, you can lower that cost even further. I've made them out of electrical wire nuts, and thin nails. I've made them out of coat hanger wire. That one was really effective. The nails ran a little heavier, but they definitely have a lot of punch when they do hit. They lessen your range significantly. The ones here have definitely more than enough power to hunt small game. There's people out there that make their own out of wooden dowels and X-Acto blades, and that kind of takes more time than I really want to put into it, and those are really easy to get broken. You shoot a rabbit or something and the little wooden dowel snaps, whereas in a solid metal frame or just a solid metal dart, like the coat hanger wire or these, are just as effective and less likely to get damaged. It's pretty easy to replace the cones on here, but these are the pain to try and make and replace. With the coat hanger wires, I just tend to grind them to a round tip, and then I actually use packaging tape. There's so much power out of here. If you try using duct tape for your cone or fleshing, whatever you want to call it, it tends to fold up on itself because there's so much residual power when it hits a solid target. Whereas in packaging tape is light enough to basically not want to fold on itself. And I actually had to hold it pretty well when I was blinking cans with them. That even as it got torn, it still held its shape pretty well, and they flew pretty well. They actually nailed the can several times and punched right through it. So very effective form of hunting for small game. Now you go up to your heavier wooden dowels and broadheads. You could use it on a medium game, say possum, raccoon size, or maybe even a small piglet, very small piglet. But these are going to be a little more limited than your other hunting techniques. Headshot to a raccoon from a pellet rifle will still drop it. You hit wrong with one of these, it may not do anything but wound it. Definitely has the penetrative power to cause some serious harm to those animals, but you've got to be right on the money. So these take a little more practice to get to that level of accuracy. That's the only downside. They do take some practice, and like I said, there's a few factors there. It's not the same as having a rifle steadied with a scope. So also a little big to pack. Some people make them to where they can take apart. That definitely is perfectly fine. That makes them a lot more packable, but I find they hold more power and less issues with accuracy by having them one piece. So blowgun definitely a viable option, but like any of the other options, definitely take some practice. But this is great on the cost benefit compared to the other ones. Coat hangers are pretty much free for the taking, really. You see them thrown out for trash all the dang time. EMT costs $3-4 depending on your store for a 10-foot section that makes two of them. A little 50-cent PVC piece, some duct tape, which you should definitely have lying around. Foam pipe insulation runs 50 cents to $1 for more than enough to make a dozen or more blowguns grips. You can also make little rings to go around the side of them to hold your darts. There's plenty of videos on how to make these. I'm not going to make another video out there for that. So, but I definitely like this length for the power purpose. And again, for the each, you just take the conduit and you cut it in half with a hacksaw or a Dremel or whatever you want to use, and then I sand the inside out and just make it a little smoother and more accurate. If you have any questions about this or any of my other videos, please feel free to comment or email me.